Claire, welcome back to my vlog. This is Love's Red Sews, and welcome back if you are an existing subscriber, and welcome if you are new. So today's vlog is all about the knitting and stitching show. So I visited the show yesterday, which was Saturday, so I'm actually recording this on Sunday morning, which is Sunday the 13th of October, and it is around about 9 o'clock in the morning. It's fairly quiet in my house at the moment. My husband is still in bed and also my dog is still in bed, so I'm hoping that I'll get this recorded before they both get up. So before I start, I'll just share what I'm wearing today. So this is a toaster sweater which I made I think earlier in the year. I'll just stand up and show you. I've just paired it with a pair of leggings today for comfort, and yeah, this is nice and cozy. This is a fairly lightweight sort of sweatshirting. It's got a little bit of fleece back on the background. It kind of looks animal print, and when you get a little bit closer you can actually see it's actually ladies' faces, so it's quite cool. I really love this fabric and the bright colour. So before I get into what I got up to at the knitting and stitching show, I just thought I'd share quickly what I've been doing this week and what I've been making. As you know, I think I made, last time I spoke to you a couple of vlogs ago, I'd finished a pair of bob pants in a kind of animal print viscose, and I then made like an LB pullover in a sort of dark mustard kind of rib knit jersey to pair with it. So I'll pop a picture in. I haven't got the garments with me right now, but I'll pop some pictures in as I'm talking so that you can see what they look like. And I have actually worn that pullover a couple of times. I wore it for work the other day as well, so I think it's going to be quite a staple garment. The fabric was really nice to work with, and I think I'll probably make a few more of those because they're quite an easy make, similar to the Naya. They come together very quickly and it's quite a good sort of make. And then my other, oh yeah, so I made another pair of bob pants in a sort of pink, dark pink and lighter pink. I mean, I'm not really a pink person, but I really like this fabric. I think it was the brightness of it, and so I thought, oh, I'm going to make some bob pants in it. However, when they came out, I kind of realised quite quickly that they looked very pyjama-y, and quite a few people have said the same thing to me. So I think, to be honest, I will be keeping those more as sort of pyjama or lounge pants indoors. I don't think I'll be wearing them out. But you know, sometimes you have these things where you kind of pair a fabric and then it doesn't quite work out as you thought. I mean, the trousers fit really well and they're really comfortable, so they'll definitely come in handy, but maybe not for wearing out and about in public. And then the other thing I made this week, which I was really hoping I would get made up quickly enough because I wanted to take it to the show with me, and it was this jacket, and I'm so pleased that I got it made up. So this is the Aval jacket by Fibre Mood, and this was as part of the Dream Wardrobe box. I think I already shared those details on my last vlog, and this is a quilted fabric, as you can probably see, and it's just dark navy blue inside. This is actually a dark navy background, but I'll pop some pictures of me wearing this, and I've got a little label on the outside. The only thing I haven't finished on it is on the sort of placket. I didn't want to do buttons on this fabric because I didn't know how easy they would be, so I wanted to do snaps, but I didn't have any snaps in my stash, so I wore the jacket yesterday as it is without any snaps, but I have actually bought some snaps at the show, so I need to find a way of getting those inserted. So yeah, that was my my sort of quite proud make this week, really, to be honest, and the jacket came together really quickly. I actually had a chat with Josie yesterday on the Fabric Godmother stand. I'd not met her in person before, and so we were having a chat about the dream wardrobe boxes, and she said to me that if she includes a more sort of technical fabric, then she tends to keep the project a little bit simpler, because she knows that maybe the fabric's a little bit more tricky to work with. And so that's why she chose this jacket, because it is actually, believe it or not, a fairly easy make. Came together really quickly. The only tricky thing I would say is when you insert the sleeves, and I don't know if you can see it here, but you've got like a right angle here, so the sleeve piece actually comes all the way along and forms part of the top yoke. So when you're inserting the sleeve, you have to sew part of it. I think you start off here, you sew this bit, then you get to this corner point, and you have to lift up your presser foot. You have to pivot. You then have to cut into that corner just up to kind of where you stitched, where the needle is, and then you turn it around and then you sew the rest of it along. So that is a little bit tricky. I mean, I kind of managed it, and my corners came out really nicely, but I was really nervous about doing it, because I thought if I just snipped that slightly too far, that's it. Then I've gone into the seam allowance. So, oh, and the other thing I did as well, this jacket comes with patch pockets on the front, but I thought it might make it look too bulky on me, so I actually inserted side seam pockets, and one side is actually the fabric from the jacket, and then the other side I inserted just some kind of fleecy jersey. So when I put my hand in, I can actually feel the fleece, and I thought that would kind of be quite cosy. And I've also added a couple of labels in the back. This was a Rosy Cheeks one, and this is from the Cozy Club Handmade. So that was my sort of highlight project this week, really. And at the show yesterday, I got so many comments from people on the jacket. Everybody absolutely loved it, because I think it's obviously quite vibrant and kind of stand out, and yeah, a lot of people really quite liked it, so that was really nice. So yeah, at the show yesterday, so I picked my mum up yesterday morning about 8 o'clock, and then I drove down to Alexandra Palace. So I live in Rugby, which is kind of in the West Midlands, Warwickshire area, and it was about an hour and 45-minute drive. So it's really good. It's a really good straight drive. You just get on the M1 and then it's straight basically all the way down until you kind of come off the motorway onto the North Circular. So and going fairly early in the morning, there wasn't a huge amount of traffic, so we had a really good run. And we got there about 9:45, which was really good. We had VIP tickets. We'd booked just the bronze VIP tickets, which involved us having a separate lounge area to sit in. We got 2 free hot drinks, and we got a little goodie bag. And yeah, I think that was sort of pretty much it. But to be honest, the tickets for that were £41, and which I thought was really reasonable, and I really like the fact you got sort of like a separate little area and you got your free drinks and stuff, so it was really nice. So we did go in there a couple of times, have a little break from all our shopping. So I think what you're really here for is probably to find out what I have been buying. So I will start off with all the little bits and pieces and haberdashery bits, go on to patterns, and then I'll move on to the fabrics. So I hope that's okay with you. So I just wanted to share this one thing first. This actually came in the goodie bag, and I've not seen anything like this before. I'm not quite sure sort of exactly how it works. I thought this was a thread cutter at first, but when I opened my bag this morning, I realised it's actually a little foldable rotary cutter. So yeah, I don't know how good it is, but I thought that was quite a cute little addition to the goodie bag. We also got a nice little tea bag, a berry tea bag, and then like some threads on a card, which I think will probably be quite good for travelling, to be honest, if you ever come unstuck and you need to kind of repair something. So they'll probably go in my bag, to be honest. I also picked up bit of a boring purchase, but I picked up some more bobbins for my machine from Brother. These were $7.99 because it's always handy to have extra bobbins in, so I picked up some of those. And then, as I mentioned, I picked up the snaps for my jacket. And this is from the trimmings shop. I was just going to pull one out to show you quickly. So this is the snap. So I went for, this is kind of like a metal snap, but it's got a like a matte black, and it's almost kind of feels like smooth. So yeah, I thought that would go really well with the jacket. I think you actually get a pack of 10 pieces, 15mm press studs. The only thing is, I'm not sure how I'm gonna insert them yet, because I don't have, they sell the green machine like press, and I don't have that. I don't know if anyone I know has that, so I'm going to ask around. But apparently the prim pliers and stuff don't fit these, so yeah, I think I'm going to have to find out a way of how I'm going to insert those. And then I picked up some buttons. So these are from Incomparable Buttons, and they are, apparently they're handmade and fully washable, but I really liked the sort of designs on here, and they're kind of like ceramic, I think. But yeah, I thought they're really pretty, and I liked the black and white. Now you'll see from my sort of purchases, they've got a little bit of a theme going on. I did actually take a list with me for the show, and you'll probably be quite surprised at some of the things I've bought. I did actually get most of the things on my list, apart from one thing, but I'll mention that sort of at the end. And then the other button purchase I made, so I last year at the Knitting and Stitching show, I saw these on, this was Ethel and Joan, and I saw them on her stand, and I didn't purchase them at the time. Kind of kicked myself because I really wished I'd got them and kind of missed out. And basically for the whole year, every now and again I go onto her website to see if she's put them on, and she hasn't. And I've never been able to get them, like purchase them from her website. So I've been waiting for a year for these, and I basically went to her stand just to buy these. This is the only thing I bought from her, and it is these buttons, the cloud ones. And I wanted this colour, and I don't have a project to use on them yet, but I just loved them. So yeah, I was really happy that I managed to get a set of those. They were £12, I believe, so fairly pricey for buttons, but I'll make sure I'll use them on a special projects. And then I went to see Victoria, a Little Rosy Cheeks. Victoria, I think she recognises me now, because when I turned up, she gave me a big hug, which was really nice, and we had a little chat. We were talking about my jacket. She had a good look at the jacket, and she had the most gorgeous animal print jumpsuit on, which I'd not seen before, but it's a I think it's a Tessuti, might be assembly, I think it's an assembly line pattern, but it was like a v-neck. It was almost like just a romper plain at the front, and it was kind of like v-neck, really nice. And she'd made it in the Ace denim from Fabric Godmother, so we're having a bit of a chat about that. And I actually went to buy one pack of labels, specific labels, ended up buying 3 packs because she does a deal. So the first ones I got were these, and these were the ones that were on my list that I wanted to get. I hadn't bought them online, and I really like, obviously, the animal print with the orange. And then I got some black and white ones, and I think these are relatively new, and they actually say handmade, imagine what else I can do. So I really like those. And then these ones I've liked for a while, but just haven't purchased yet, and they just say make it happen. So yeah, and then she always gives you a free little label, which is this one, which funnily enough, I think I've got one of these in the back of this jumper too. And then we found there was obviously quite a lot of sewing stuff there. There's quite a lot of fabric stools. There was a lot of kind of yarn stores, embroidery, cross stitch, all of that kind of stuff. Now I love cross stitch, and there was one particular stand which I actually can't remember the name of the stand. So it says Cross Stitch Designs by Trudy A. Smith, and me and my mum actually both bought the same one. So we saw it up on the wall completed, and it looked really nice, and it was this one. So you get the full kit. So I quite like the fact it says sewing room. They had it in a frame, and I thought, well, once that is done, then I can put that up on my sewing room. As you can see, that was £19.50 for the full kit, and you get the Ada, you get a needle, you get all your threads, and you also get these two little wooden kind of button type things, and they actually, you stitch them on here and here, and I think there might be another one possibly in there as well. Yes, there is this little wooden one as well, which I thought was really unusual because I've not seen anything like that before. So you actually stitch those on as well in those little spaces. So yeah, I really liked that. So I'm going to do that one at some point, and then I will get that made up and put onto my sewing room wall. Okay, so that is actually all of the kind of haberdashery bits and pieces that I've bought. So not a huge amount. I think I've got everything on my list haberdashery wise. Oh, apart from, so I went there to buy the flex ruler from Generous. So she has just released a kind of a flexible ruler that you can hem with, which I thought was a really good idea. However, she had already completely sold out of that yesterday. So she was doing pre-orders, but I decided, I think I decided just to wait until it came back into stock, and then I'll probably purchase that at a later date. So I didn't get that. And I think I had a chalk pencil, like from Prim on my list, which to be honest, I'd completely forgotten about, so I didn't purchase that. But everything else on my list I bought, so that was good. So moving on to patterns. So I had pre-ordered a couple of patterns from Sew Over It, and I went along and picked those up, and they were doing 2 patterns for £20. So I'll pop a picture in of the patterns that I purchased here, but you basically, they print the PDFs out, and this is how it comes. So it's already marked up with your name. So I bought the tote pack, which some of you may or may not be familiar with, which is kind of like a tote bag, and then it transforms into a backpack, which I thought might be quite handy for various things. So I'll just pop a little picture of it in here. And I also bought the Nancy dress, which I think might be for sort of jersey, and it's kind of like slightly swing style dress, which I thought might be quite nice. So I picked those up. And then these 2 patterns, I specifically went, they were on my list, and I specifically went to buy these. So the first one is the new pattern by Emporia Patterns, which is the Margot dress, and this is kind of like a faux wrap dress. So I'll just show you the line drawings, and it's a fairly simple like gathered skirt, this faux wrap with the like the wrap detail on the side, and then the kind of 3/4 length sleeves. It comes in sizes 6 through to 30, which is up to a 63-inch waist, and that is pre-elastic. It takes about 3 meters of fabric, and 3.8 meters for the sizes 22 to 30. So yeah, I really liked that. I can't remember her name now. Is it Lottie? Can't remember, but she had on a black version of the dress, which looked beautiful. So yeah, I purchased that one, and then the other pattern I purchased was from, oh, that was £18, by the way, just in case you were wondering. And then the other pattern I picked up was this from So Different. I'd seen this made up recently, might be in Christine, the Gemini Stitcher, but I thought it was a really nice, simple kind of shaped jacket. Actually, didn't get any fabric at the show to go with this, so I'll have to have a look and see what I've got in my stash. I know I do have some, I've got some red kind of boiled wool in my stash, so that could be quite good. But I quite like the simple lines of this and the interesting pocket detail on it. It doesn't have any fastenings, but I suppose you could possibly put like a hook and eye or something on it. And that is just the back of the packet. Difficulty level is not too difficult, and it comes in sizes UK 8 to 26, which goes from a bust of 33 up to 50¼ inches. And it takes a surprisingly small amount of fabric. So for the UK 8 to 16, it takes up to 2.25 meters. And the 18 to 26 takes 3 meters of fabric. So yeah, I'm really keen to have a go at making that one up. And that was £20, that one. So that is all of my haberdashery and patterns that I purchased. So it's pretty much just fabrics now. So I had a list of specific fabrics that I wanted to buy. And this is purely because I don't have these type of fabrics in my stash, and I have specific projects in mind, and I wanted to find suitable fabrics for them. So that was kind of like my plan. I know I buy a lot of fabrics generally, as you know, and most of the time I buy kind of all the prints and colours and everything else online, and so the list that I took with me was quite a lot of kind of plains and to quite dark fabrics. Black seemed to sort of feature quite a lot, so a little bit of a change from what I normally sort of buy. Actually, before I start that, I just thought I'd share a couple of fabrics that have actually turned up sort of over the past week or so. So if you don't mind, I might quickly show you those, and then I can move on to my purchases from the Knitting and Stitching show. So this one actually arrived yesterday while I was at the show, and it's this fabric here, which is a viscose twill, and it's from Fabric Godmother. Now it's a really nice weight and quality fabric, and I love the blues and a pop of green and pink in it, and I think that is going to become some kind of a dress. Being viscose twill is a really nice fabric to work with this time of year, sort of autumn going into winter, because it's slightly thicker than a viscose, so it's just gives you that sort of extra little bit of warmth. So I really want to make a dress with that. I think I've got 3 meters of that one, so I just wanted to share that. And then I picked up a couple of fabrics from Lamazi in the Nerida Hansen launch. So there was a whole load of new fabrics that have just been launched, a new collection of Nerida Hansen, and I picked out a couple that actually go quite well together in terms of colours. But the first one is this, which is a cotton poplin, and I got 2 meters of this with a view to make some kind of a blouse or a shirt. It's a black background, and it's obviously got these pops of bright pink, this kind of corally orange, and then this kind of khaki green. So I really like those colours. I think it looks quite sort of stylish made up. I've seen a shirt made up in this online, and it looks really pretty. And I also purchased this piece from Lamazi as well. Now, they're both Nerida Hansen. As you can see, they're both quite similar colours, and I think they go almost quite well together. Probably won't wear them together because that is destined for a shirt. And I just bought a meter of this. Is it a meter? Might be a meter and a half. I can't remember. I didn't actually jot that down for this video, but again, a black background. It's got those same sort of pinks, orange, khaki, and then this kind of bright minty colour in it as well. Oh, and the sort of purpley. So yeah, I really liked that. I thought it was very autumnal. And then the other one I purchased was this one, and I'm just trying to remember. Oh, I got this from Simple Life Fabrics, and it's just a rib knit. I think I've got a couple of meters of that. I'll just bring it a little bit closer so you can see. and again that is kind of like a nice dark purple, perfect for autumn. So my plan is to make a kind of a long sleeve top for layering with that one. So what you're really here for is the fabrics I bought from the knitting and stitching show. So I'd seen online that Rainbow Fabrics had done a drop of some animal print. Now I didn't end up picking up any of the denim. I did have a look, but I thought I've actually got quite a lot of denim at the moment. I've got a couple of different animal print sort of denims and things, and I thought, you know, it's probably not worth adding to my list. However, I did see that they had some animal print viscose, which I believe were from Scamp and Dude, and to be honest, I couldn't really decide which colourway I liked the best. So when we got into the show, I said to my mum, can we go straight to their stand, because I have a feeling that those fabrics, if they've got them on the stand still, will sell out quite quickly today. So I wanted to get there sort of early doors. So we went straight to his stand, and unfortunately he had pretty much sold out of all of them already. So I know that they put, I think they took half of them to the show, and then they put the half of them on their website on Friday night, and pretty much everything sold out really quickly. But they did have one remnant piece, and so I managed to pick up this. So I know this is pink again, is not quite my colourway, but I really love how the black kind of stands out. Oh, Ralph has just come downstairs to come to join us, so you might jump up on the sofa in a minute. And it's got these blue bits. Hello, Ralphie. There is actually a fault in this piece. I think this is about 2.8 meters, and there is a white line running through it at some point, which actually you can see a little bit there. So it's a little bit of a printing fault. However, there is plenty of fabric left around that fault. So they actually gave that to me at a reduced price. It was the only piece they had left, so I took that. And I think I managed to get it for about £10 or something like that. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think I'm going to make a blouse with that, because I think that would be really pretty. Sorry guys, slight interlude. Turns out Ralphie came down for toilet and he's run back up to bed. So yeah, so that was that first fabric I bought. So I'm really pleased to have managed to get hold of a piece of that, because I believe it's kind of sold out everywhere now. And then I then saw that they had some, they had like a few rolls in different colours of like a brushed viscose twill. So I picked up this really nice kind of plum burgundy colour, and this feels absolutely beautiful. It's this is the right side. I don't know how well you can see that in this light, but it's got a really soft kind of brushed feel to it, and really quite smooth. So I bought 2 meters of that with a view to make a pair of some kind of pair of trousers. I don't know which ones yet, but that was purchased for some trousers. And then we kind of went off and did our shopping and stuff, but we did come back to Rainbow Fabrics. So we ended up visiting their stall twice, and we also visited their remnant stand, because they had a separate remnant stand. So when I went back, I ended up purchasing some more of this brushed twill, and this time I bought the black version. So again, I don't know if you can see sort of the texture on this, but it's so soft, it's beautiful. I had a look on their website and I couldn't actually see this on their website at all. So I don't know, they did say to me, Yusuf said that a lot of the fabrics they'd bought to the show with them weren't actually on their website yet. So I think they were selling them at the show. They were kind of exclusives. They'd had a big delivery in, and then I think they were going to be slowly adding stuff to their website following that. So it might be that these are coming and just not been they've just not put them on their website yet. So yeah, I ended up with these 2 pieces of twill and cotton twill. They're quite a good quality weight. They're quite a good weight and a good quality. They feel really nice. I bought 2 meters of each. So this one, the purpley sort of one, as I said, was for trousers. That wasn't specifically on my list, however the black was. I specifically wanted to buy a black, a nice quality sort of black twill or gabardine, something like that, to make the heather blazer. So I actually purchased that specifically to make the heather blazer. So that was that purchase. And then from their remnants section, these are kind of unplanned purchases. Oh, Yusuf actually gave me this. So this again is the same twill, but this is like a really nice dark teal sort of colour. And I said to him, can I purchase like 1/2 metre, or you know, is there any way to purchase less? And so basically he cut off that little piece for me, and he said, you can have that, I'll let you have that for free. And basically the reason I purchased this is because I've got some teddy fabric, which I want to make the Julia sweater from Atelier Jupe in, and the teddy fabric is also Atelier Jupe. But for the button placket, I wanted to use like a twill, because I thought the teddy fabric would just be too thick. So I took a little swatch of the teddy fabric with me, and then I matched it up, and this seemed to be like quite a good match with it. So which is why I sort of asked if I could purchase a piece of this, and he gave it to me for free. So that was really nice of him. So yeah, that was a nice little bonus. And then on their remnant stand, we were having a look on there, and I saw somebody looking at this fabric, which is a really nice sort of lightweight, I think it's like a cotton lawn. It's really beautiful quality, kind of really quite drapey, and I love the colours in it. And now I'm unravelling the whole thing, which I didn't really mean to do, but as you can see, it's really nice and drapey. So they had a big remnant piece on their stand, and when they measured it out, it was about 7 meters, I think. And the ladies in front of me were buying it, but they wanted to see how much was there, because I don't think they wanted a full 7 meters. So when he measured it out and it was 7 meters, she said, oh, can I have 4? And I didn't really want 3 meters, because I didn't really want to make a dress with this. I think this is more like a blouse or a top, and those sort of separates, blouses and tops and stuff, is what I kind of need really in my wardrobe. So I just took 2 meters of this, but all the remnants were like £5 per meter. So I got this for £10. And they also had lots of like denim pieces. Now, there was nothing on them, there was no labels on them to say how much they were. Everything was just hung up. All the remnants, I think, whatever the length of the piece was, they were £5 per metre, and then all the denim pieces I think were just £10 per piece. So I just bought this piece, and then I picked up, I've seen this on their website before, but it was really nice to see it in person, and I just picked up 1 metre of this. It's got like a little grid effect, but I thought it might make a nice little bag. It's quite kind of canvassy feeling. I mean, this would make a good little jacket actually, like a lightweight jacket. But I don't know how long the piece was that was there. It might have only been a couple of meters, but I just had a little 1 meter piece of that. So I spent £15 on those. The twills, they were £10 per meter. I don't think I mentioned that. So both pieces cost me £20 a piece. So that was kind of £40 in total. And then those kind of remnants, 55 in total at Rainbow Fabrics. And then we went to the Lady McElroy's stand. Now, I didn't really want to buy any of their kind of viscoses or any of their cotton lawns. There wasn't any particular ones that I had sort of in mind that I wanted to purchase. All the things on my list, I wanted to get the black twill for a heather blazer, and what else? There was a couple of other things I think I'll show you. But yeah, I had a couple of things in mind, but then I had obviously diverted outside of that. So I saw this hanging up, which is actually a jersey, and I really liked, you see there's a bit of a theme going on. It's all kind of like plain black and white kind of colourings, which is very unusual for me. So I'll just bring it a little bit closer so that you can see. It's a really nice quality, and this was like I think it was like a remnant piece or a sample piece or something like that. There's quite a good amount there. So there is actually 3.8 meters of this here, and it had a label on it of £29 something. And I thought, oh, well, that's really good. I'm going to get that. And then there was a lady on the stall selling, and she said, oh no, that's the wrong price. She said there's like 3.8 meters. It's basically £10 a meter. So it was going to work out at like £38 or something. So I sort of thought, no, I don't want to buy it for that. And then the guy who owns Lady McElroy, he sort of came over and he said, no, we have to honour the price that is on it. We can't, now that price was on it, that's what we've got to sell it for. So they actually sold this to me for £29, so the full amount. So it's 3.8 meters. It's a really nice kind of fairly lightweight jersey, to be honest. It's black on the background, and then obviously yeah, and it is quite a lightweight sort of, I would say more of a viscose jersey. But my plan is to make this dress with it, because this is for a jersey. So I thought that would look really nice, and it would make quite a nice kind of wintry dress. So yeah, that was kind of bought with that pattern in mind. So that is for that. And then one of my, on my list, I wanted to find some fabric. So I've got the Max Tee by Chalk and Notch, which I'll pop a picture of in here. And I don't have any suitable fabric in my stash really to make that. And I wanted to kind of make it as like the vest top that I can wear in the winter with like long sleeve tops and stuff underneath. And I've been looking for ages for kind of fabrics online and not really found anything. And I think sometimes that sort of fabric, and it's the same with like this cotton, like the cotton twill. If you're looking for specific fabrics like that, quite often I think you're better off finding them in person, which is why I put those fabrics on my shopping list for the Knitting and Stitching show, because you know, you can buy all these really nice like viscoses and all the colourful fabrics and stuff, and generally most viscoses are the same. You know, they've got the set fit, unless you're buying like the really cheap sort of thin ones, but the majority of the sort of fabrics, viscoses and those kind of fabrics, they're all similar quality, and so you kind of know what you're getting online. Well, I do anyway, but some of these other fabrics that maybe I'm not so familiar with, I wanted to kind of try and find in person, which is why I had a very specific list, and probably a little bit more, my purchases are probably a little bit more boring because these are the things that I was specifically looking for. So as I mentioned, for the Max Tee, I ended up purchasing a piece of this fabric. So this is kind of like a boucle fabric. I got this from David Wells Fabrics, and it's just got a kind of more of a flatter back on it, and then that is the front. I'm not sure if I'm showing that very well. There you go, you can probably see in the light a little bit more. And this is actually unbelievably soft. I can't detect any kind of crackling or anything from it. So I think that would be really nice for the kind of sleeveless sweater. And this was £15 a metre. So I just bought 1 metre. It's actually really wide. So there's quite a decent amount there for a little sleeveless top. So I think that will be perfect, and I'm really looking forward to being able to make that up. So I'm really pleased that I managed to get something. I was kind of looking for something that was like, had a bit more texture or a kind of more jacquard or, you know, kind of print built into it, but obviously a knit, so I'm really pleased to have managed to get this to make that up. So I'll probably be looking to make that up fairly soon. And then the last fabric I purchased, this wasn't on my list. I saw this hanging up, Stitch Fabrics. I just bought one fabric from them, and I mean, they had lots of lovely fabrics, but again, I think I was sort of in the mindset that I wanted to get some sort of fabric slightly different to what I already have in my stash. I have a lot of viscose and stuff in my stash, and cottons, cotton lawns, all of those kind of stuff. So I was kind of looking for slightly different fabrics really. And I saw this hanging up and I thought, well, that looks really nice. It's very unusual. So it's this fabric. So this is actually the back, and it's basically a faux leather and a suedette sort of fabric. So I'll just open it out and show you. So, I mean, sometimes I find with the faux leathers that they can look really kind of cheap. This one doesn't at all, and I don't know if you can kind of, how well you can see this on the camera, but this is, it's beautiful quality. It is buttery soft, and the back is a like suedette, which is also really, really soft and lovely against the skin. And as soon as I saw it, I had kind of like a skirt in mind. Now I'm part of the Closet Crew, I've got the Closet Crew subscription, and one of the latest patterns is the slate skirt, which is a kind of knee length or midi skirt, and it's flat fronted, and I thought this would be perfect for that. So I kind of bought this with that skirt in mind. So yeah, that was my last fabric purchase. So very different sort of purchases for me really. I'm just piling up some of my fabrics here so that I can kind of show you them in a pile. But yeah, I think you can probably agree that it's quite a different sort of purchase for me. Fairly similar colours in that I've got these sort of purples and stuff in there as well, or the kind of burgundies, but mainly kind of blacks and black and white. So yeah, very, very different for me, but I think they will become quite useful items in my wardrobe. So I'm really pleased with my purchases. I'm glad I managed to get some of the things on my list. The only thing that I didn't manage to get on my list was I was looking for some double-faced wool, because I've got a specific coat pattern that I want to make, and it's the Bella Loves Patterns Kaya coat, which I've recently purchased, but I couldn't find anything that was really jumping out. So I need to kind of have a little bit more of a search for that and see if I find anything. So overall, I had an absolutely fantastic day. I got home about 6:30, 6:45 last night, so it was a really long day. I was absolutely shattered. I managed to get fairly good sleep. I've got a little bit of a headache this morning, but I think once I've had a coffee and maybe take some headache tablets, that will go. I bumped into some really lovely people yesterday. So I know a couple of people I know in the same community that I've never met in person said that they were going. I was really hoping I would bump into them, and I did. Some people, a couple of people I knew were going, I didn't see, and then I found out afterwards that there was a couple of people that went and I didn't even know they were going, and I'm really gutted that I didn't get to bump into them. But I did bump into Helen from Stitch Rip Repeat, who is on here on YouTube and also on Instagram. We've been chatting for a little while now, and I'm really glad to have got to meet her. She's absolutely lovely, and she travelled all the way up from Plymouth, so quite a long journey for her. I think she had a very, very long day, a very early start, and she would be getting home quite late. But we sat and had a cup of tea towards the end of the day, which was really nice. And I also met Nikki, who is Sew and Snip, and we did the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge together. So it was really lovely to meet up with her. I got a picture with both of them together, so I'll pop that in here. And who else did I meet? I met Jen Legg, which was really nice. We've had the odd sort of little conversation on Instagram, and she also recently purchased one of my destash fabrics, so I saw her, went over and said hello. We had a little chat, that was really nice. She is as lovely in real life as she is on Instagram. She was there with Charlene, but I didn't see Charlene. I think she was off doing something else when I bumped into Jen. Obviously saw all the owners of the stands, had a little chat with Sandeep and Josie from Fabric Godmother, Victoria from Little Rosy Cheeks, and I met a lady. I was in the queue at Fabric Godmother. Well, I wasn't actually purchasing, my mum was purchasing, and I was just hovering. Got chatting to a young girl who was in the queue, and we swapped details, and she's really sweet. Josie actually took a picture of the two of us together, which I'll pop in here, which was really nice. And I think her Instagram handle might be something like Love Joe Sews or Joe. So I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll pop it in, I'll link her Instagram page below, just so that you can see. But she was really nice. She had on a lovely pair of animal print Thea trousers and Ace denim, and she'd actually narrowed the legs and made them slightly barrel shaped, and they look really nice on her. So yeah, and then lots of people were coming up to me and complimenting my jacket as well, which was really nice. So if you were at the show yesterday, hopefully you had a great time. And if you didn't get to go, then hopefully you have been able to kind of live through my experience a little bit, and pop a few little pictures in at the end if I haven't done already. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to go and get myself a coffee now and then carry on with the rest of my day. I need to get this edited, uploaded, and then I've got a few little chores and stuff to do. I want to cut out a skirt for my next project, which is a collaboration project. I've been gifted some fabric, so I want to get on with that, and yeah, and then back to work tomorrow. So the weekends go quick. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog, and I shall see you again next week, and have a good week and get some good sewing in. Thanks for watching. Bye.